As we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the SoDo district of Seattle. Tonight we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Darnold looking to start with a pass. Has it complete to Jackson Smith-Njigba. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
First carry here for Kenneth Walker III. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now Darnold. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
Second and 10. Darnold from the gun. Over the middle, finding Smith-Njigba. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 27-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of. Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
No receivers open, so who's forced to put that one into Puget Sound? That's a great job defensively blanketing those receivers, and ultimately, a smart idea by him just to get the ball out of there.
Now a second and 10. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. Did he get the feet down? Yes! Touchdown! A 14-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Right off the bat, they start with a very solid, methodical 10-play drive.
And you know me, I tend to look at things from the defensive side. They're coming off the field gassed right away. We're in the first drive of the game. So it's not just what happened, but think of the emotion you carry into a game, then double it with getting a 10-play drive put on you and points scored. They're pretty tired right now.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Rams ready to go on offense.
At their own 24-yard line.
Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. First run now for Kyron Williams. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10.
Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay. That flag, that'll push him back 5. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. A shotgun snap for Stafford. That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
21 yards.
That's his first catch of the game, and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Nice chunky yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
2nd down and 6 now. Again, it's Williams. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, I'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
From the 50, it's Stafford. Oh, the slant connects with Devontae Adams. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's 2nd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Pass complete there to Nakua. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 17-yard line. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
On the jet sweep, here comes Puka. On this one, he may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Throwing is Stafford. Quick throw there is incomplete. He was trying to get that to Colby Parkinson. And it's third down.
Third down and 11.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now Stafford. Well, it's caught on the right side. It's Smith. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15.
A 4-yard gain.
It'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be fourth down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on it, maybe you mix it up a little bit with play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive, it comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and a couple. A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a first down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Faking the give, Darnold. To the sideline and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. Gets this complete to Shaheed. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay. So that flag will set him back 5 yards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And that will be incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
The Seahawks will call on Michael Dixon on 4th down to punt this one away. Xavier Smith deep for L.A. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gassed,
right?
Yeah,
a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield and giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Penalty accepted, and that pushes him back 5. So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Stafford. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now Stafford. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Ernest Jones. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
At the 36-yard line.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 49 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
And that's going to be incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Darnold. And complete to Smith and Jigba. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jackson Smith and Jigba. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks are able to add on to that lead. Now Myers for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Oh, a heck of a move. Man. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The LA offense ready for this next possession. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
And the Rams, first down.
After one, a 14-3 ball game. The Rams with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
I would think as a play call, you want to look for some quick hitters to your tight end. Any type of a route to replace where that linebacker was. Because when you saw the speed with which he reacted and stuffed that play, maybe use that speed against him in the future.
Stafford. That's caught. It's 2-2 Atwell. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 26.
That's good for our Rams. First down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Stafford. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now it's Stafford. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Derek Hall in there that time to get him to the turf.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Stafford. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Stafford. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
On for the field goal. A 27-yard attempt.
And this one is right through. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the margin shrinks a bit as back-to-back drives here for them end with field goals.
Yeah, we know no one's turning down 3, especially in the first half, but you've got to finish these drives in the end zone. That's got to be a priority. Nice to have a reliable kicker, but outside of his agent, you know you'd rather him kick 1-pointers instead of 3-pointers.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him, and he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now it's Darnold. Open man right side is cut, complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle is going to be made at the Rams' 25-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys. It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Again, Darnold. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
To throw is Darnold. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. Myers' kick is good. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. LA set to take over again on offense. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe somebody to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Yeah, that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave them with a second and just a few inches left.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it second down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Up the middle, it's Williams. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On the sneak, it's Stafford. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's been a good drive so far. They just wanted to keep it going, so they call low-risk, low-reward play. No one's worried about picking up big yardage here. Quarterback sneak, keep the chains moving, and pick up another first down.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 56 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles, gain some additional yardage.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
The tight end in motion right. Just beating the play clock. Stafford looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Adams. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. And Stafford's going to take it himself. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets them down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
3 red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on 2nd and goal here. Williams again, and this time he'll score. Touchdown Rams.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make it 17-13.
Rams 13.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking. And I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
A gain of 4.
Roger McCreary there to bring him down defensively. Now Darnold. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
That's good.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Now he's going to step up and run. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Hand off here to Walker. Oh, Walker showing the power. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 69 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium, because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Big play here, big play. Let's make something happen. Come on.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's Darnold. Now he'll tuck this and run. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
At the 16-yard line.
Now a 2nd and 6. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Over the middle, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And a big turnover there, as his guys will get the football back. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And within trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get in field goal range. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down, because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
The final shot before the break, Stanford. A quick throw there is incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Rams set to receive the 2nd half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out come the Rams. They'll have it first here to begin the 3rd quarter. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 26-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Stafford now to throw. This one swung out to Williams. A gain of 5. 3rd and 7 now. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Throw left side complete. That's Smith. A swift move and then tackled just on the other side of midfield. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game. Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Throwing is Stafford. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Rams first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game, because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And they just did not get the snap away in time. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now Stafford. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Throwing again is Stafford. That is caught. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
I love the drive they're working on here, because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively, but they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
So offense moving a little too slow there, could not get set, and they get the penalty. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Back to throw. Stafford. Pass complete there to Nakua. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 13 at the Seahawks 18-yard line.
Oh, and they sent the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay.
Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Again, it's Stafford.
Going to be taken in here by Nakua.
Short completion, just 4 yards. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Well, that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
So on 4th down, Sean McVay going to send out the field goal unit. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that'll bring him back within a point.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the 2nd half. Looking to put a drive together.
Hands it to Walker to begin the series.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
Darnold now to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Hey, we got to switch it up, we got to switch it up, we got to switch it up.
Here's Darnold.
The throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just loft one toward the bench, not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Rams will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. Off of play action, here's Stafford. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play, move on.
They give it to Williams, running right. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. And tip your cap to DeMarcus Lawrence. Nice play defensively.
I really like what he did there because he took his practice work and converted it to game action because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
Williams going to get it again on second down.
He'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16.
They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down.
That was a good, strong run there. While it won't pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
Play action. It's Darnold. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, Walker with it.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Back to throw, Darnold.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
From the 50, it's Darnold.
That'll be taken in by Shaheed.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Rams' 44-yard line.
Darnold.
Over the middle and complete to Shaheed.
And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 33.
And the Seahawks, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
On the give, it's Walker. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Sticking with Walker on second down.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on third down and 5.
First down. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. And we've got a dandy here. A one-point game as we begin the fourth. Going to run the sweep here. This is Cup. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on
Byron
the play.
Young there on the stop.
Second and 10 at the
Defensively,
22-yard line.
they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Now it's Darnold.
Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba.
They'll give him 4 yards there. Third and 7 now.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
To throw is Darnold.
Throw out wide to Walker.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to get the lead up to 4. Myers' kick is good. And they add on and get a little bit of a cushion. It's 20-16 now. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
The Rams offense now making their way out to take over.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Yeah, they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
98 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise.
The busy night continues for Williams. And he is met at the line. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Here's Stafford. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch, not much yardage afterwards.
Stafford. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Here comes the Rams punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
Well,
the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Looking to put a drive together. Now Darnold. Well, that'll be caught by Cup. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the 20, here's second down and 2.
Here's Darnold. And his throw is incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
That's good.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
It doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
This offense so far on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete. A critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10.
At their own 27. the drive with Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Play action. Stafford. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Oh, man, late in a tight ball game, every play so critical. You feel like you've got to find a way to come up with that football. That was put in a great spot, but it just didn't want to stick in his hands. That's a big letdown.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 36.
That's good for a Rams first down. It's a gain of 23 yards. First down, Rams.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now Stafford. Quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Stafford looks to throw again. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Timing was just a bit off, and that can happen occasionally, even with these fine professionals in the NFL.
But on those out routes, that requires precision, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Everyone has to be in sync from the time the quarterback hits his back foot and delivers the ball to the receiver turning to find it.
Stafford. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll bring him back within a point. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Looking to put a drive together. Now off the bootleg, Darnold. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Just
Just because you got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Rams are going offense here with a 1st and 10.
L.A. readies for its next possession.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. Well, that one's all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now carry number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a 1st down for the Rams there on a pickup of 18. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Back to throw, Stafford. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
2nd and 6.
Now it's Stafford.
Here's back-to-back catches for Davante Adams. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now a play fake, and it's Stafford.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. To the air again, Stafford.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
A shotgun snap for Stafford.
Pass complete there to Nakua. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
A 51-yard attempt.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. And his kick here is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. So it's another field goal here. He may need to ice his leg after this one. That's now 5 field goals converted in this game alone.
Yeah, get the trainer. They're going to need this guy. And they've needed every single one of the field goals he's made, too. If they're going to get out of here with a win, I say he gets a game ball.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Nice return. Sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So now Darnold and the Seahawks down by 2. A minute 53 remaining. Now their lead is evaporated, but they still have a shot on first down.
Lead. Go.
Well, that's a good first step, but several steps still to go.
They still have time for the possible game-winning field goal. Time for them to be quick and hurry at the same time.
At the 41-yard line.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Gets this complete to Smith and Jigba.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
Out of bounds at the 44-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
49-yard line.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Push through, baby. Let's do this. Big play here. Big play.
Darnold. This one goes underneath to Walker.
They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
At the 41-yard line.
Here comes 2nd down. Now Darnold.
They'll get this one to Cobb complete. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
10 at the 39-yard line.
Keep it going. Take it to him.
Final minute. 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10. Darnold to throw. He completes this to Walker.
Darnold's pass.
They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Under 50 seconds to play. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Darnold. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Let's do this. Don't let him go. It's going to be a good day, boys. Give it everything you got.
A big play in this football game. 3rd down and 1.
Darnold. That is caught. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Here's 1st down. Now a run with Walker.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 25-yard line.
It's all about the teamwork.
Now 2nd and 9.
Now Darnold.
Oh, my goodness! They were in field goal range, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes. And the Rams Seahawks have just about sewn up this football game.
The Rams go victory formation as they take the knee.
But Charles, we were treated to an excellent game today, capped off by that second half comeback. This was a joy to watch.
Entertaining for us, not so much to the team who led at halftime and now is leaving here knowing that they let a win slip through their fingers. Tough one for them to carry home.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Seattle.